This is the SuperCoach NRL official podcast, round preview with Tom Sangster and Rob Sutherland.
Hello, SuperCoaches. Welcome to our Live React Teams podcast. It is round 4. Oh, sorry, it's not even the Live React, it's the preview. We always get
It just went bang.
We always get caught off guard, don't we? It is the preview podcast, round 14. We're also doing the Origin wash-up as well. We've got a good indication on who will and won't back up. We'll get to that pretty soon. Rob Sutherland, what did you think of last night's game?
I chose not to watch it, Thomas. You know I don't do this. Like, I have enough stress in my life. There's 4 things I don't watch. The 3 State of Origin games and the Roosters in a grand final. I just don't like it.
Under the advice of medical professionals who are looking after your blood pressure, or...?
I have actually passed out in the past, being so upset watching a football game and yelling at a referee. I have. I was watching a game and there was the ref gave a decision I didn't like, and I was just like, and I'm like, how the hell? And I woke up face down in the carpet, right? And I'm just like, what the hell happened there? And I realised my blood pressure had spiked and I'd passed out.
Just a rage blackout.
Yeah. So, with the goal of reaching 50, I've had to limit how many games I watch.
Was that a leading question from you, or did you know that was coming, or has that just come completely out of the blue?
It's just an honest little story.
Can we live stream you watching Origin 2?
Oh, yeah, that would be good.
It's not going to happen.
Gogglebox style.
No.
God.
What did you think of last night's game, Dave? Did you watch it?
I did watch it.
Yeah.
I was really upset that I'd ordered pizzas.
Yeah.
Because they hadn't come by the time Suwali got the send-off. And he got sent off and I'm just like, I think I'd rather just go to bed now, but I've got pizzas coming, the kids are going to blow up, so...
Yeah. I just so Reece Walsh this morning did an interview on I think it was the Today Show, one of the morning shows. Yeah. And just crammed in as many... I've never heard as many cliches in a couple of sentences. It was about the knockout, obviously. It's all part of the game. It was a good hit. You just have to keep rolling with the punches. At the end of the day, it is what it is. At the end of the day, you make a decision and you have to live with it. That's just footy.
I counted 8.
8 cliches.
You counted those. I was just sitting there. Where's a full credit to the boys? There was no full credit to the boys.
Yeah,
110%.
Yeah. Game of 2 halves. He did pretty well. I mean, he was still fuzzy. So
he left some on the table.
Right, we've got some really good late mail because obviously it's important this week with a lot of teams short. First of all, quick roll call. How many players do you have on the park this week right now?
I've got 17. 16 if David Armstrong doesn't play, which we'll get to in a minute, but I have trade plans in place to mitigate that.
20 including Armstrong.
20, yeah, nice. I've got 21 currently, so I'm hoping that a bunch of Origin players are not going to back up. So we'll run through who will and won't. Reece Walsh.
No, just... You're just, such a gentleman. I hope everyone else's team implodes.
Walsh is out, so we know that.
Walsh is definitely out, and it could be for 2 weeks. It probably is for 2 weeks unless he challenges that ruling, and then he's got Origin coming after that. So is he a sell?
Yeah.
Yep.
100%. Yeah.
Yep. David Armstrong, you have mentioned him. There is the chance that he gets dropped this week. They've got Fletcher Sharp, who has been training at fullback. And sharing that role in training with David Armstrong.
Yeah, I mean, we always knew this was going to be a tricky round, but we hoped it was a tricky round because of Origin players backing up or not backing up. This is just, a problem that a lot of people don't need, myself included. And, that they play late in the round too.
Question without notice. It's Sharp's debut, isn't it?
It would be his second game. I think he's played 1 game.
Okay, so let's hope that he gets picked, right? He comes in, he plays the Storm, he does very badly, and he gets thrown out again, because let's just pick on the rookie fullback, Adam O'Brien. Let's not pick on your halves who couldn't find an option when they were 10 metres out for the entire game. Let's just go off the hip to the short guy instead of doing something. And then let's have a go at Armstrong, who's just exploring his options with a great club. The Roosters, and pick on him. I mean, what's going on there?
Did we reintroduce Rob's rant as a
second? Yeah, I think so. I think it's because it's been such a busy morning for him with the Origin
It has been a crap
He's done no preparation whatsoever and feels like he needs to make up for it.
I came in 2 minutes before we got on. And
mate, the way you waltzed in like a rock star just before the start.
That's how I moved,
It's incredible.
Tell me.
On to Dylan Edwards. So he did an interview with, I think it was Matt Incarnation out there last night, and said that he's very unlikely for this week. So would you sell Dylan Edwards?
I think I would. It's a lot of money to have sitting on the pine. But like, how's the Panthers form, having him drop from Origin, but then naming him in the...
Well, they just put him down there as a possibility. It's due diligence. I can understand why you'd do that.
Yep, I'm selling him this week. I'm not quite sure who to. It was going to be to Latrell, but does Latrell play Origin?
I think Latrell becomes a definite live threat. It's more so now. So I wouldn't be buying Latrell for that very reason. And same with, we don't cover him here, but I'll just jump to it. Mitch Moses. I think he's a risk now. So
yeah, I mean, so just to elaborate on Latrell, with Suali'i out for 4 weeks, or is he facing 4 weeks, or
it's 4 to 5, I believe. But I'm pretty sure it'll be 4. Yeah.
Right. So with that, it means Crichton goes to right centre, Latrell left centre.
You'd think so. Yeah.
Bradman Best won't be fit in time.
Best unavailable. I like Tungo. I like Tungo. Before, I think he's an Origin player in waiting, but I would guess they'd probably go to Latrell.
The other news is that Harry Grant did an interview after the game and basically said he's going to back up. He's very confident of backing up, which is good news. Payne Haas, via our man Pete Bedell up there in Brisbane, says that he is unlikely to back up after, given that he's had knee surgery recently. So that is a big blow for a lot of super coaches. Do we have any questions coming through, Dave?
Oh, tons.
Send them through.
Shane has his finger on the pulse and says, you only want everyone else to implode because you were 200 points behind everyone else last week in the bye.
Yeah, well, this was the whole reason why I did Stuff the Buys, was to make ground on these little mini rounds that people like you don't care about.
Lots of comments about Rob's wardrobe, as usual, which is great. Travis has
a
legitimate question.
Oh, good.
Is it worth trading Sam Hughes out for Kelma Tuolangi?
I think so. Tuolangi looks to have won sort of that edge role at the Eels, and Madison being out indefinitely, and he was kind of in the middle rotation anyway. Lane's gone into the middle rotation. Tuolangi looks to be going around 50 in base, and he's got the attacking upside. Only issue, I suppose, is that we're getting into the middle of the season now. So are you still chasing guys who can maybe make you 100k and score you 55 to 60 and help with the buys? Or are you going, right, we've got to get serious, we've got to just bring in keepers now? And I don't think Tuolangi's a keeper. He's not a huge money bridge. It's one of those ones that if I had plenty of trades and I was worried about buys, yes. But if my trades were like Dave Campbell's, then probably not.
Yeah, but I mean, it's one of the.
Thomas is dying again over here. Can we?
It's a luxury. It's a luxury trade, really, isn't it?
It's a little luxury.
But like if you don't have a lot of numbers this week, you probably don't make that trade because Sam Hughes is playing. He's a number for you.
Hughes hurts you next week.
You're not going to trade out someone who's playing if you're already struggling to field a full team.
Yeah.
We've got a great deal going on Code at the moment, $59 up front for 12 months. Get SuperCoach Plus and all the articles in there as well. Let's do the burning issues for this weekend. Are we selling Nico Hines?
I am, yep.
I am too.
I am now. I wasn't at the start of the round, and I've had a come to Jesus moment, or come to wet-haired God moment, or however you'd like to refer to it, and yeah, I think he's got to go.
I think the question really is who to, though. There are options. A couple of people saying, what about Jehrome Hughes? That's what I'm doing, but that's a safe option. You could also go someone like Moses, but I think, like we mentioned earlier, there's risk there now with what the Origin result was for the Blues. He's a genuine chance of being called up.
Yeah, and so Moses is out for me. In my case, because I've got Plath in second row, it gave me some options with where I could go, and I wasn't going to go Hughes, but I am now, because I went and had a look at his draw for the next... I
spoke to you this morning.
Yeah.
I said, I'm trading in Hughes, and you're like,
nah, he can't go big. He's safe, but he doesn't go big. He's a bit boring. But his draw's great. And I've written it down somewhere, and I can't... Oh, there we go. Knights, Warriors, Dolphins, Raiders, West Tigers in the next 5. Unbroken. That's both good bye coverage and
good teams.
Good teams to play. So I'll be getting him. Sorry, Tom, we've combined one. Or should we just keep going over here?
Is David Fifita a must? I think, after Queensland, obviously, a really dominant win for them, yes, they had an extra they had more people in the field than New South Wales did, but as somebody has mentioned in the comments section here, can't see Fifita getting a call from Billy Slater anytime soon. He'll just run out with the same team, surely. Yeah,
well done to the Maroons. 1 extra player, 12 extra heads. They probably deserve the win. Sorry, couldn't help myself. Is he a must? No, but he's so reliable. Like he's 80 plus in 7 of his 9 games, and it's not always when he's scoring a try. He's gone 70, 80 plus when he's had no try and no try assist, just with his the work and the upside with his power game.
And and the matchup this week's good too against the Rabbitohs, is it?
He's almost matchup proof the way he plays.
He is, but then even on
maybe
top
Penrith
of that,
is the only team that I really would fear, and Storm slightly less. But
Right, I think I'm back, boys. It's time for the Tabs Best Bets of the Week. Brought to you by Tabs NRL Same Game Multi. Build smarter same game multis using stats and insights. Download the Tab app today. I really like Harry Grant when he's backing up from Origin, so I've got him to score a try into Melbourne to win at $4.
Boring.
What have you got?
It's slightly crazy, but it's not nuts. I had Junior Paulo anytime try scorer last week. Look what happened. I said he's going to go through the middle without McInnes. He went through the middle without McInnes. James Salmon was going to go well. I'm only talking about my wins here like any punter.
But you didn't end up winning, did you?
No, because I didn't get it all together. I had Hudson Young to score when he scored 2. I just want to point out that maybe don't put all 3 of my idiot bets together. Maybe take them separately. See how you go. Terrell Sloan to score a try. Luciano Leilua to score a try because he looked crap last week. He kept calling for the ball, and then when he got it, didn't do anything. I think this week he might do something with the ball. And Charlie Staines to score a try. 23-1. Put them together. Don't look at me like that, David.
I've got the Tigers-Dragons game. The Dragons got up over the Tigers last time, but I think the Tigers have a bit about them this week. They'll get up over the Dragons.
Look at the self-hatred. Wow, I love it.
Stefano to score a try, but Tyrrell Sloan to score the first try. That's paying $81.
It should.
And of course, the only place to place those bets is on the Tab app. What is gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number online or visit the website gamblinghelponline.org.au. Cheapy Bible. Brendan Hands. Are we getting on?
No.
He's the second most popular purchase and the most popular cheapie for this round.
I think it depends who you've got, but like if you've got Harry Grant and he's backing up, I don't think you need to. Again, trades are starting to run low for me.
Joey people selling Joey Lussick. I think it makes sense if you've got Joey Lussick.
If I was selling Lussick, sure. The risk is that he can become a little bit of an AE nightmare. If he keeps playing 80 minutes, maybe he's not, but Willie, who knows? There's about 100k to make in a fortnight, which is not a lot. But if I'm getting out of a hole, I can do it, but no other.
I just think if you're bringing someone in that position, you want someone that's going to stay there for the rest of the season and not cause you a headache, and I can't see that with him.
Yeah. What about Karapani, guys? So he could come into that Brisbane backline with Reece Walsh out. That would mean Selwyn Cobbo goes fullback. Karapani comes in at centre. I think he's probably the cheapie of the week, but there's still a lot of water to go under the bridge. They got Tristan Saylor in the squad too. What are your thoughts?
I love watching him play. Like, his play is very SuperCoach friendly. It's only a 2-game sample. I'd prefer him to Hands for sure. I'm not going to do it myself. I'm wanting to use my trades on keepers or ones that are closer than Karapani. But he could be the guy that plays 2 games, then disappears for you, and becomes enough. Doesn't worry you.
Yeah, I just if you're doing it to make money, I don't know. I feel like we're. It's been such a good season for cheapies. We're kind of at that point of the season earlier than most seasons where money's not so much an issue anymore. It's not about cash generation now. And so I don't need to bring him in. I'd rather bring in keepers, as
That's
you
what
said.
Losers like us say, having burnt so many trades. The stories we tell ourselves.
Let's do some questions. Davos.
Luke is asking about Nickel Clockstad as a sneaky pod.
I don't hate it. Fullback's tricky now, isn't it? You know, with Edwards out, Tedesco on a bye, and with Origin issues, Latrell could be going to Origin. Drinkwater you've probably got, so it's like I need that one other guy. I think CNK's a chance.
Yeah. Sam says, we've talked a bit about some players backing up, but we haven't mentioned any of the Cowboys, and they obviously had a lot of players in the mix for Origin. What do we think about some of those Cowboys players backing up?
Cotter played big minutes in Origin, so I'd be a little bit worried. Valentine Holmes has got a really good record of backing up, so I'd be pretty confident on him. The rest of the guys, they're
Robson,
the two
I wouldn't think so.
Robson played huge minutes,
and did a lot of work.
Yeah.
And, you know, they've got Jake Granville. Why would you even... You probably don't even need Reece Robson now they've got Jake. Yeah,
didn't Granville tear his bicep on the weekend?
Did he?
He basically played 80 minutes with a torn bicep.
I was too busy watching the scoreline to actually watch the individual players, thinking, surely the Roosters are going to come back. Never did.
Luke's concerned about your coughing. He's urging you to seek medical assistance.
Pretty much do.
Hey, if Luke's worried, I'm worried. We're close to him. Luke's over there. He's okay.
Dean, we've mentioned Fafita already, but for him it's Fafita or Eli Katoa. Can only get one, obviously. Who's your pick there?
Fafita for sure, 100%.
Fafita for sure. I mean, Katoa's gone great. Scored a try in the last 3 games, but as I said, Fafita can score 80 without a try or a try assist. Katoa can't do that.
Let's jump to guilty pleasure, guys. This is the player that you shouldn't pick, but you can't help yourself. For me, it's a hold. I'm holding Samuel Hughes, not because, he's playing 15 minutes per game and leaking cash, but he also covers the next bye. So I've got other bigger things to deal with in my team, so Samuel Hughes is going to stay in there. Hopefully he can get a try in that next bye, and then he'll be gone.
Well, hopefully he can play more than 2 seconds.
Yeah. Come back on the field.
Yeah, mine's Ben Trebojevic. I've still got him. He's one of those guys that I had plans to trade, and then the week I go to trade him, he scores a try, and then his BE comes back down. He makes a bit more cash. So he did that last time as well, and I've still got him. And this week I'll have to play him, so hopefully he scores again.
At this stage, I'm not playing Salmon, but I might if Armstrong's out. But I have Max King, Curran and Hughes in my front row, all Bulldogs, and I've got Salmon at second row. So this week I'll be holding them all, and next week I'll be culling 2 and keeping Curran, I think, as a floater.
No-go zone. So it's a popular player that you think makes no sense. What have you got for us, Rob?
Mitch Moses, 3,500 are buying him, and I from what I've seen in replays, I didn't watch the game live. Hines wasn't great, but wasn't terrible. But the strong whisper in the newsroom is that Mitch Moses is being considered, so that's a worry.
Yeah. We mentioned him before. For me, it's Brendan Hands. He's in my no-go zone. I want keepers. I don't need to generate cash at hooker. I want people who do the job.
And you have no trades.
I've got no trades.
What are our thoughts on Jehrome Hughes? Is he really worth it? I don't think he's quite up there with the top halfbacks in SuperCoach, so I'm tending to avoid him, but he is very popular this week.
Apparently we're both now getting him for all the reasons Rob mentioned before. The draw's good. I think there's a lot of the leaders in the Storm team are out with those injuries and things like that. He's got to pick up some of that slack and lead by example. And the matchups are great. He's a safe option. The ceiling might not necessarily be there for what you have in other positions, but those other positions are guys like Moses. And do you want to take the risk that he's going to get called into Origin and then you're screwed a couple of weeks down the track?
And you can hold Hughes for these 5 games, these 5 consecutive games with good draw. You can hope that Hines doesn't make Origin. Plays a couple of games with his huge BE, about 190, I think it is at the moment, and then drops in price, and you sell Hughes and you move on to Hines and you're set. Yep. Or Cleary, if he's back.
Captaincy this week. It's a bit of a strange week given that there's no Dylan Edwards, no Nicho Hines. So the 2 most popular captains are not playing this week. I'm really keen on David Fafita, but he's pretty early in the round, so you wouldn't get a good VC option. I still think I'm going to lock it in.
I'm more of VC Fafita. I don't have as many options this week as you guys do. I'm kind of at that 17, so it is kind of a free loophole shot for me. So I'll VC him, and then I'll captain Scotty Drinkwater up in Queensland.
Yeah, I'll follow the herd. Drinkwater has a really good record up at Queensland Country Bank Stadium, I believe its full name is. Although I preferred, I liked 1300 Smile Stadium. I think that's the greatest stadium name we've had in Australia. And the Warriors can, leak some points. So I'll be going Drinky as captain and Fafita as vice.
What about Latrell Mitchell as a captaincy choice this week? Only 4%. If you're bringing him in, I think he's a really good pod captaincy option.
I mean, he's been scoring well, but I don't know, just the Rabbitohs make me nervous.
I think he's a good go. He looked well rested from his Instagram post sledging the Blues. I don't know how that goes as a job interview to be slagging off guys that you want to be playing with in a couple of weeks, but... Yeah.
I mean, it works for us if you're thinking of bringing him in, maybe.
I thought you were going to say we regularly slag our colleagues on Instagram. I do that. I mean, that's what the burner account is for.
Yeah, well, we just do it face-to-face around here. Questions till the end of the show. What have we got, Dave?
Matthew's looking at Jacob Gagai out to Karapani.
Yeah. I mean, cheapie chasing a cheapie. I don't hate it, but we're starting to run out of trades for that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Dean's kind of looking... He's still got Chan. He's looking at bringing maybe someone like Twal in because the Tigers do play the rest of the buys. Thoughts on that?
I've had a look at Twal. The numbers the last couple of games were good. He scored a try last week. He went like 110 games without scoring a try. Now he's scored another one. Do you think he's going to keep scoring them? Probably not. I think he's just behind where you'd want. I don't know.
The guy people are going for there is Finu.
Yeah.
He's a decent purchase. Should make you a little bit of cash.
But he's only going to make about 50k.
It's not... I don't agree with the trade, to be honest. It's more to do with the buy schedule. He's an okay purchase, but yeah, I'd probably go him ahead of Twal.
Yeah.
He's been hit and miss. Like, he had actually kind of came through last week, I think it was, with a decent score.
Finu?
Yes.
He got a try.
Yeah. But if you've had him for a while, you've been waiting for that for a while.
Yeah.
Harrison reckons it's King Gutho's time to shine. He is still on one leg, let's face it. Like
he's been on one leg for a long time.
Yeah, but no, it's a no for me.
Yeah, it's a pass for
me. Yeah. Fafita in for Hines by getting Plath.
By getting Plath? Well, because he's already got Plath.
Buying Plath at 5'8".
Look, Plath is going really well. Yeah, he's on a buy. So you're going to buy him in. He's on a buy. He's around 510k. At most, he's going to make you 60k. I suppose he holds that spot until you can finish off with a Brown or if Munster comes back and looks good. Look, it's risky, but I don't know. It feels like a burnt trade.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. Everyone else is just concerned about your health or your wardrobe.
I'm going to go get some Strepsils and go home. You're going home after this as well.
I am indeed.
That's all of us done for the day, except Dave. We'll catch you for the Live React Teams podcast next week. See you then.